Hey, you uncommon human beings. It's James Cant, founder of JCF Coaching here. For those of you who don't know me or what we do performance and strategic coaching for men who want to be able to make a lot more money, progress in their career or business way faster, be able to have way better relationships with their partner, wives, and kids, and be way healthier in doing so. Having better energy, having better focus, having better brain function, and just loving life. In this video, I'm going to run you through one simple shift that you can make if you want to be infinitely more successful. So we started coaching two clients around the same time. Right? One is called Darcy. I'm going to call him Darcy. I'll keep him anonymous. And the other one is called Mick. Right? They started roughly the same time. They had very similar problems. Okay, neither of them were like stoked in their career with where they were going. They wanted to have better relationships and they just wanted to feel better. They wanted to sleep better, have much more energy, have way better focus, and be able to do the things in life that they wanted to do. So that like after work, they have like enough energy to go out and play golf, to go to the gym, to go and do the things they actually want to do. And so both of these guys, started up and started working with us. And one got significantly better results than the other. Darcy, on the one hand, he was always very anxious and fearful. And Darcy was the type of guy who'd say, yeah, I want to do this, but. Yes, but. And every single time Darcy went to do something, he second-guessed himself. And he always was taking one step forwards, two steps back. He was his worst enemy. Mick, on the other hand, was like full balls to the wall, head first, jump straight into the pool. He's not here to fuck spiders type thing, right? The next big character difference between the two of them is that Darcy always made excuses and mistakes. He would continually blame and externalize what his problems were. So instead of saying, oh, hey guys, like I screwed up this week. I didn't get my meals ready, or I didn't have my supplements, or I didn't do XYZ thing that I was meant to do. He would just say, oh, no, I couldn't do it because my boss held me back. Oh, I couldn't do it because I didn't have any time, or I can't do it because this is too hard. And would continually blame everything else other than himself. Mick, on the other hand, just crushed it. Just got everything done every single time. And then there's a third, and it's just a really big key difference. This is probably the biggest one out of them all, is that Darcy, on the one hand, was always pessimistic. Well, how do I know this is going to work? Like, well, maybe because fucking 6,000 other people it's worked for, so it probably worked for you too. But anyway, he said, how do I know this is going to work? No, this isn't going to work for me. This just doesn't suit me. It's just not going to work for my body type. It's just not going to work for who I am. And there was always like a negative response to this about him cornering himself into being a victim and saying that nothing's ever going to work for me. Nothing's ever going to fix me. I'm never going to get to where I want to. Whereas Mick, on the other hand, was like, yeah, sweet, I'll do that. Cool, let's have a crack. Let's do it. Might work, might not. Fuck it, I'm going to have a go. There's a really big difference between these two. I'm going to write it out and sum it up in one word right here. Fear. If we compare Darcy and Mick, they had two major different fear responses. Darcy was totally in scarcity. Darcy was afraid to commit to anything. He was afraid to move forwards with anything. He was always making excuses, always externalizing, always blaming everyone else because he had a massive fear of failure. Darcy simply thought that he would be so much better off staying exactly where he is than trying something new and possibly failing. Mick, on the other hand, said, fuck it, whatever. If I fail, I fail. Who gives a shit? Mick had zero fear, and that's why he got really amazing results. If we look at the difference between these two and look at where they are now, 6 months on, I'm just going to draw out some of the key differences between them. Darcy has made zero progress. He is still unhappy. He is still not sleeping well, still has zero energy, still has low levels of testosterone, still isn't progressing in his career, still isn't enjoying where he is because he hasn't allowed himself the opportunity to get better. Mick, on the other hand, is making substantially more money, having substantially more fun, having substantially better relationships, has made a heap of friends throughout the course. And then on top of that too, looks way better, feels way better, and is acting way better. Two completely different outcomes. Same course, same information, same guidance from two different people, right? Same coach, same information, same absolutely everything, but two totally different results. And the whole reason is because the difference in the way that they process fear. And I'll explain why this happens. Some of you might be able to relate to Darcy or having been in that situation before. What I'm going to do right now is if you feel like you are potentially a Darcy, if you feel like you do externalize and blame everything other than yourself, if you feel like nothing's ever going to work for you, if you're constantly making excuses and you're stuck and you don't want to be like that and you want to change, I'm going to explain to you why this actually happens. There's something in our brain, if I come back to the iPad, something in our brain, all right, this is a brain, take my word for it. There's a little area here called our amygdala. And what happens is whenever we're in a state of being a Darcy, we end up with a larger amygdala. It starts growing and growing and growing. Now, James, why is it so bad that this amygdala grows? Well, here's what the amygdala does. The amygdala regulates our fear response. It regulates our feelings of scarcity. And also it shifts us into a state of fight or flight. Now, when we have a hyperactive amygdala, we start making poorer choices and we start operating out of a scarcity mindset. And what I mean by a scarcity mindset, have you ever met somebody before, like a Darcy, who is always feeling like they're going to lose all their money, who always feels like the world is going to implode on them, who always feels like something's going to go wrong, nothing's ever going to work for them, nothing's ever going to be good enough, right? We all know a Darcy, we've all met them before. Well, the reason why this is occurring is because of amygdala. The amygdala has actually grown in size and our body or our mind is hardwired to see this. See, it's like training in the gym. The more that we do bicep curls, the more we do this, the better we get at that movement. So we become stronger, our muscles grow, and we can bicep curl way more. It's the same thing with the amygdala growing and with scarcity and fear and this fight or flight mindset. The more that we practice it, the more that it grows, the more the brain learns these pathways. So if you feel like you're stuck in a state of being fearful, if you feel like life is so much harder than what it should be, if you feel like nothing ever works for you, if you feel like every time someone tries to help you, it's just not going to work, it's just not right for you because you're special and you got something different, what I'm going to say is fix your amygdala, because as long as you're stuck in that mindset, you're going to get the same results as Darcy. And so I'm going to ask you guys, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a Mick or do you want to be a Darcy? Do you want to be able to get amazing results? Do you want to be able to make more money, crush it in your career, have better relationships, connection with your partner, your wife, your kids, have better health, live longer, live more fun, have a much better life? Or do you want to be like Darcy, where you wallow in your own shit, you sit in the same position that you're in, you never progress in your career, and you never achieve anything that you want to? I mean, for me, I know which one I want, but it's up to you. If you want to stay in the Darcy position, you keep thinking the way that you are. If you want to shift into the Mick position, I've got a couple of things for you. Here's what we can do right now if you want to shift into the Mick position. Number one, get comfortable with risk, right? And what I mean by this, say fuck it more often. Take a dive off that high diving board. Plunge into something where you're uncomfortable. Do things where you are being uncommon. Do things differently to how you're doing it, because one thing I can guarantee is if you continue making decisions the same way and acting the same way that you've always acted, you'll continue to get the same result, right? Step number two, meditate. Meditation is proven to reduce the size of the amygdala. Now, I'm not saying you have to go around and sit like and do that sort of thing. I'm saying just get some time to yourself and practice some deep breathing. Do it 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day, who cares? Do a little bit of it, because meditation is proven to reduce the size of the amygdala and reduce our fear response. And then the third thing is surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable. And what I mean by this is not people who make you uncomfortable like Jeffrey Epstein creepy or Bill Cosby's, right? Not that type of uncomfortable. Surround yourself with people who make you want to be better. One of the worst problems we have, and Darcy actually had this problem, is that he had a massive fear of judgment from his friends. He was worried that his friends would see him doing things differently and pay them out. And I can empathize with this. I had it at college. When I first started off in bodybuilding, for those of you who don't know me, I started off in bodybuilding. The way that I got here was through, I was originally a pro bodybuilder, right? And when I started off in bodybuilding, all of my friends said, "What are you doing? you're a weirdo. Why are you eating out of a container? Why are you prepping all these meals? Why are you dieting down? You're looking skinny. I remember someone told me that, like, you're looking really skinny, man. Well, why are you going to the gym so often? Come out and get pissed with us. Why are you doing that? You're a fucking loser, man. All you do is go to the gym. And I can understand that it's really, really difficult when you have friends who are pressuring you into acting a certain way, which isn't in alignment with what you want to do. If you have this fear of judgment with your friends, start hanging out with better friends. Go and get people who are going to be better for you and are going to push you to be harder. Go out and surround yourself with uncommon people. Don't surround yourself with common people who are going to keep you exactly where you are in a position where you're not happy. So if you want to be more successful in your career and your relationships, this is what you need to do. Step number 1, get comfortable with risk. Step number 2, meditate. Step number 3, surround yourself with people who are uncommon. Become used to having fear and not letting it affect you. And so really right now you have a choice. Do you want to be a Darcy or do you want to be a Mick? Do you want to be the guy who's always a glass half empty, where nothing's ever good enough, where nothing's ever going to work, where everything's always everybody else's fault? Or do you want to be the guy who's absolutely dominating life? It doesn't matter what the fuck's going to happen. He's going to continue to crush life. Who do you want to be? If you need help with this and you want to change, if you can see that you're being a Darcy or you know someone who's being a Darcy and you either want to help yourself or you want to help them, feel free to reach out. You can click one of the links below. If you're one of our clients, you can jump in and shoot your coach a message, and we'll make sure that you have the information that you need so that you can absolutely dominate. Hope this helps, guys. I'll speak to you soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got something out of it and you want to learn more, click the link below or type in High Performance Conversations with James Cant and you'll be able to check out all the podcasts that we've done. We cover a stack of different topics, everything from getting your mojo back, overcoming anxiety, self-doubt, self-esteem, and learning from some of the industries and some of the world's top performers in both business and in health. Look forward to having you on there.